Today I'm going to show you how to do an Entrelac pillowcase with a 3D effect. You'll need 3 different colors, but make sure you get them all in the same quality so that these diamonds all end up being the same size. You see that I can turn the pattern any way I like, the 3D effect stays the same. The only thing that changes is which color seems to pop up within the 3D pattern, just depending on your perspective. That makes it a very interesting design even for larger blankets, but for now I will show you how it's done on a pillowcase. It's 40 by 40 centimeters in size, and for that you need 2 balls of yarn for each of the 3 colors of my Woolly Hugs sheep. That'll be 100 grams of each color. This one has a length of 110 meters per 50 gram, which is quite long. And it's 50% wool, 28% cotton, and 22% polyamide. We'll work with a needle size 6, which is a UK4 or USJ. Make sure you get a needle long enough to fit 11 loops on it. It doesn't matter whether it's a nooking one like this one here, or a Tunisian needle, or a regular one without a handle. Important is that there's space for 11 loops. You start with one of the zigzag rows. So in this case you do a red diamond, then a green one, red, green, and after that the row, if you will, of the grey diamonds. In this tutorial I'll make blue ones instead of grey. Following that again we'll do a green and red row, alternating between red and green for the first diamond of the row. So when you had a red one in the previous row, you start the next with a green one. Now we do all that step by step. We start out by doing 11 chain stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I turn my chain forward ever so slightly, and out of that transverse bit of the stitch on the back side I pick up my stitches, 1 each. Get the yarn and pull through. Now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 loops on my needle. Next we cast off the first stitch with the chain stitch. For the remaining way back we cast off 2 together, just like you're used to from the basic Entrelac. Now our first row is finished. Nothing spectacular so far, but now we start with the increases and decreases. With this diamond I will increase 1 stitch every row on the right side, and on the left side will decrease 1 each row. First I'll show you the increase. You chain 1 and then pick up the first stitch right away out of this loop here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the 9th and the 10th I work together so that I decrease 1 and have 9 loops on my needle. Then stitch number 10 and the 11th out of the border. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Again, chain 1 for the cast off, and then keep on casting off 2 together. Now again, chain 1. You see I increase 1 in every row. I pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, 5, 6, 7, 8. The following 2 together, so we then have 9, the 10th and the 11th out of the border. Chain 1 and back. One more time, chain 1, pick up 1 stitch, now I have 2 loops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the 9th we get 2 together, 10 and 11. Chain 1 and work your way back. Now I have 4 rows. You can easily count that here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we keep doing this until we have 8 rows at the cast on side. So I'm now in row number 8, casting off just now. The last 2 loops will stay on the needle for now. And next we're going to start with the new color. In this case green. So with the green I now cast off the last 2 red stitches, and then while picking up the stitches I simultaneously darn in the loose end. Insert your hook, pull the yarn through, then insert again underneath the green thread, then again above the green thread, underneath, above, underneath, above, underneath. Now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 loops. That should be enough to secure the loose end. And the 10th and the 11th out of the border stitch. So again, nothing happens in the first row of our green diamond. You simply pick up the stitches, then chain 1 and then cast off as before. Now with our second green row, we start again with the increases and decreases. Only this time we have the decrease on the right side and the increase on the left, so that diamond just points the other way. I have 1 loop already. For the second loop we take the following 2. Now we have 2 loops on the needle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th I'll take out of this transverse loop right here, and the 11th out of the border stitch. Chain 1 and then back. I'll show you again because here too we need a total of 8 green rows. 1 loop is already there. For the second we'll work the following 2 stitches together. Now we have 2 on our needle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th out of this transverse loop and the 11th out of the border one. Then crochet back as before. Then again for the second loop, take 2 onto your needle. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th out of the transverse loop and the 11th out of the border. Now you can again continue until you have 8 green rows complete. So now I'm in row number 8, casting off all stitches except for the last 2. Cut off the yarn. That green one we darned in on our backside, 2. And then continue again with the red yarn. And again we darn in the red end. First, cast off the 2 remaining green stitches with the red yarn. Pick up the first stitch, the second from underneath the red end, from above, underneath, above, underneath, above, underneath, and then the last 2 stitches, so that we then again have 11 stitches. Cast off as we did before. Now we do our second red diamond, which means that we again increase on the right and decrease on the left. Same thing, chain 1, pick up the first stitch right out of that stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the 9th, we work 2 together, 10, and the border one. Cast them off. Then increase 1 on the right, so chain 1, and out of that first stitch we pick up our first stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the 9th, 2 together, 10, 11, and cast off. All that we repeat until we have our 8 red rows complete. Okay, I again have 2, 4, 6, 8 red rows. Cut off the yarn and continue with green. And this time too, I darn in the green end. Pick up the green through the last 2 red loops. Pick up our first stitch, the second underneath green, the third, well rather the fourth, above green, then again in turns underneath and above the green thread. Underneath, above, underneath, and that's enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11, and cast them off as usual. Now we do the same as we did on our first green diamond. For the second loop, work 2 together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th into that transverse loop here, and the 11th out of the border stitch, and then back as always. That's how you work these diamonds, alternating between the green and the red one. This pillow has one red, green, red, green, red, green. So 3 diamonds of each color. That way you have a row of 6 diamonds. For this tutorial I'm only doing 4 diamonds because it really just repeats itself after that, and we want to keep our video nice and short. So the only thing left is that one green diamond. I'm gonna do that real quick and then we'll continue with part 2 of this tutorial. So now I'm done with my last diamond. In this case, the 4th one. For you it's a 6th, or if you're doing a blanket, however wide you want to make the blanket. Because with the length of this diamond chain, you determine the width of your work. So now I cast off the last 2 stitches with the green yarn, because I'm at the end now, so there's no new color following. Chain 1 and then work 1 row of slip stitches on top of your last row. That way we get a really nice edge. For the last stitch I insert my hook, pull the yarn through and then pull through again, this time through both remaining loops. Alright, how to do the first transverse diamond is what I will show you in the next video, part 2 of our tutorial.